called a spare plane, and then of course the Moss Tones.
Nice.
Check out the Moss Tones. We're coming back eventually, but since March, I mean, the last thing I remember. This is weird. We'd go up to our practice base in Bellingham. This is the Moss Tones. This is early or late March, and we played, kind of joking around, and that was the last time I picked up my drum set.
Wow.
Actually, no, that was before then, because they had drum sets there. I didn't do that. As soon as I got out of the studio with the Enthusiast in February, I coated my drum set with a new wrap, a purple Galaxy Sparkle. It was gorgeous. It was like my dream kit. I was like, oh my God, my kit has become something beautiful now. And I haven't set it up once since then.
Yeah.
Not weird. This is, what is this? January 2021 now.
What was the scariest moment at a 1967 show that you recall?
Wait, what now?
What was the scariest moment at a 1967 show?
Oh, Jesus. I don't think I had too many of them. Did we? You might have to remind me, because I don't remember any, bad times.
All right.
Scariness.
Good.
The scariest show I've ever played was at the Sons of Norway Hall in Conway. It was the band Flow Motion's first show, and it was for a not-to-be-named biker organization, legitimate businessmen, shall we say. And I was hauled. They were having a wet T-shirt contest, and I was hauling my drums into the back room stage, and all the girls were all the girls were in with me in this tiny closet with my drums, because a fight broke out on the main floor, and they're all topless and wet, and I'm going, this is fucking crazy. And then this gets better, because door opens up. It's one of my bandmates, we're getting the hell out of here. And I'm all right. So we haul our shit out of there. By the time I go to my last load, some dude gets thrown out the front door, and just literally that tar beating at him. I've never seen a scarier moment in my life. And then I went over to save this dude. I was like, okay, the bikers went away. Dude's bleeding out on the street. And I looked over him and I said, hey buddy, you all right? And the motherfucker opens his eyes and he comes up swinging at me. And I'm like, stop! He was still loaded, it didn't matter. So I'm jumping away. Flow Motion gets in the car, and we're done.
Oh my God!
Scariest rock and roll moment I've ever had.
Oh, totally. That sounds wild, man. What's the most recent concert that you've been to?
Wow. I haven't been to a concert in forever that I haven't played in. You stumped me, dude. Sorry.
Wow. What musical idol?
Big, huge guy.
Which musical idol would you want to meet before you kick the bucket?
Before I kick the bucket, all the ones I want to meet are dead.
Woo.
I'd love to meet Jerry Garcia, Jim Morrison, Gord Downey from the Tragically Hip, dude. Spend an hour with Gord.
Yeah.
Dream.
Nice.
Absolute dream. All the others, everyone else, being a musician is just even if they're famous, it's just I'd rather talk music than talk stupid shit. I'm like, oh dude, I like your last this. Let's talk about the weather or something.
Yeah.
We're in the same plane.
How many celebrities have you met in your lifetime?
A few. I used to...
Who?
Oh, you're gonna kill me on this one. Toots Mytals, Bela Fleck, the banjo player, Phil Lesh, bassist from The Dead, Mike Gordon from Fish, John Fishman from Fish, Trey Anastasio from Fish. I got Trey Anastasio's autograph on my Volkswagen manual. It's pretty cool. You're videotaping this, otherwise I'd put it in front of the camera. I used to carry around rolling papers, shall we say, and I'd have famous people, semi-famous people, the Colonel, Doc Watson, met Doc Watson. Look Doc Watson up, greatest guitar player that ever lived. And anywho, I'd carry around rolling papers,
nice.
and I'd have them sign the rolling papers for me. And it's really cool. A lot of people would love it. They'd be like, "Oh, dude, you're making me sign a rolling paper? That's freaking awesome." Bela Fleck made me a little like cartoon caricature of him playing the banjo on a rolling paper, and he signed it Bela Fleck. And I was like, sweet, dude. But yeah, it was cool.
What's the longest tour you've ever done?
Me?
Yeah.
With a band or following a band?
Whatever makes more sense.
I followed the Grateful Dead for a couple of years, but not, in musically, not very long. Maybe a week, maybe two. Never really did the touring thing, man. We'd always just, even in like '67, we'd be in a different county every week, but we'd play once a week. It wasn't like a tour. It was just, we just played. You toured, however.
What are you listening to right now? I mean, these days.
Me. It's my swan song, brother. I'm not looking forward to anything.
What bands are you listening to right now these days?
What I'm listening to? I'm listening to The Doors literally right now.
Hey.
Tragically Hip fills a large portion of my life. Wilco, Grateful Dead. It's like there's such a vast catalog in my head right now. Everything I think of, you say a word or I'm watching TV and I hear something, it triggers a musical memory for me. I instantly start singing words or, humming something.
Yeah.
So any time a feeling strikes, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. I haven't listened to this in forever. And then, like you suggested that guy earlier, I'm going to go check that guy out. That's,
yeah.
What better than what I've got to do with my life right now?
How many hours per day do you practice your drums?
Like I told you, man, I haven't touched my drums or drumsticks since March.
Wow.
2020.
It's a long time. It's almost a year.
I sit right here in front of my computer talking to you, and I look into my old kid's room. He's gone. He's grown. My drums are stacked in the corner, and I see them every day.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like I finally achieved every little perfect bit of, like, the drum kit that I've ever wanted. I have everything I've ever wanted. And it's like, oh, good Lord says, can't play it. Sorry. It's funny, quite frankly.
What's your songwriting process when you're writing songs?
Oh, me? I actually used to write a lot, especially with Joe. Still got Jeff's guitar here. I only knew like 5 chords, so it was pretty simple. But when I'm writing, I've been writing on and off since early college years.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a library full of prose.
Okay.
I literally feel it's what I feel at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like I'll take random quotes from I'm listening to a song or watching the TV and like build some. Bob Dylan used to do that. He'd when he was living with the band, playing up in upstate New York, he had a typewriter in the middle of the living room, and everyone would type. You walk by, type a line or two, type another line or two, type another line or two, and he'd like weave them into a song. All these disparate ideas, which that's fun to write like that too, or put yourself in like a box and like write a haiku or something like that, where you're set to a certain syllable form. That's fun. Yeah, that's how my writing works. It's mostly stream of conscious though.
What do you define as success in the music industry?
Happiness.
Hey, I like that. I couldn't agree with you any more than that.
I mean, like the situation I'm in, what good is it to have everything you've ever wanted, except the one or two things you can't have? So if you're miserable playing music, do something else.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts on how the music industry operates today?
It's crazy. I'm just a little bit older than you, but I mean, it went from the payola big radio, FM, heavy rotation, rock and roll kind of record albums, everything's records, to cassette tapes, to, on, and the mediums change again and again, and then we're trying record stores, and then there weren't, and then it's online, everything's online, and then that's all gone, and now it's like, you have certain little things popping up here now that even though it's dated, but like SoundCloud, zillions of musicians on SoundCloud right now. Very cool, I think. I think it's very cool. That I'm not too into I'm a musician. I play on my computer. It's the old. You've seen the meme with I don't know, it wasn't Drake, was whoever the rapper is. He's like, yeah, man, I make my own beats. And in the next frame, it's Neil Peart. He's like, yeah, that's cute, dude. Because he's sitting in front of a computer. Anywho, yeah, that's rambling, but nice.
What do you want to accomplish in your musical career?
Everything changed last year, dude. I was riding super high. I was playing in 3 really rocking bands, dude. One of them literally finished in the studio. The other one was this little indie band that I could do whatever I wanted and get rid of this. It was like, I guess, Jerry Garcia playing with the Jerry Garcia band as opposed to playing with the Grateful Dead. So, I had to perform in the other 2 bands. I had certain standards I had to keep because, I'm a decent drummer. I wear a watch. Always trust a drummer that wears a watch, because then they're on time.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Who would you, if you could collaborate with somebody that's pretty well known, who would you want to most collaborate with musically?
Unfortunately, a lot of my favorites are deceased.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to sit down and do some weird sort of drumming album with Stuart Copeland. To bring his vast knowledge of not only Western drumming, but the 4/4 rock and roll and the reggae weirdness, but the whole thing, the African, the Asian, all of it, just hand drum. Yeah, I'd be far out. And Mickey Hart too. I'd like Mickey Hart to be in on that because he's that weird kind of drumming guy too.
If you could open a show for any artist, who would that be?
If I would have?
If you were going to open a show for an artist, pretty big artist, who would that be?
I'd love it to be Fish, but we'd probably get booed off the stage. What happens when you put 700,000 of the craziest hippies in one room? Would have been 4 years ago. Would have been the Tragically Hip. I think now it's going to be Wilco. Wilco would be a band I would love to warm up. I would love for 67 to warm up Wilco. We'd probably excite their crowd base.
What's the one message you'd give to the 1967 fans? I'll
never stop.
All 30 of them.
All 30 of us? I'm probably one of them. Never stop listening to music, man. Never give up. Music is healing, so find what heals you best.
What's the most useless talent you have?
What's it? What now?
What's the most useless talent that you have?
I can snap my tongue and make a sound. Check it.
Ha! Nice. Do you sing in the shower?
I get louder too.
Nice.
Not many people can do that.
That's crazy.
Oh, I totally sing in the shower. I sing pretty much everywhere.
What songs?
Anything that pops in my head. Like I said, music just flows through me. So like I'll see a book or hear a quote or so that something will flow through me, and I'll start singing a song and say.
I know. I can appreciate that as well. That makes sense. What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for music, dude?
It wasn't for music? Well, I'm not really doing music right now. I'm literally doing nothing for the next year, brother.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it very well. I'm gonna do it the best I can.
Where have you performed, man? I mean, like, what's your favorite, least favorite venues, that kind of thing?
Least favorite venue? There was some gross venues. Chop Suey back in the day was gross. The Off Ramp, whatever that was really gross. Both in Seattle. I played great clubs like the Rum Runner in Geneva, New York, which used to host like the Blues Traveler, and Spin Doctors, and Fish. That was a really cool club. Big stage. Probably like 500-600 people. That was nice. I played in some hippy dippy college band. It was awesome.
What's the most trouble you've ever gotten into?
Most trouble I've ever gotten into?
Sure.
I don't think I have a comment on that one, dude.
No, it's all good.
I didn't do stuff like Gordy did on tour. Just trust me on that one.
What's the best advice that you've ever been given?
I've passed out many a times, and I've said some things that I probably shouldn't have said to people. And I've paid the price for those things, of course.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going with that question, dude. Hey, that's the third rail politics right there.
If you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
Wow. You really thought this out, didn't you? Damn. If I could change anything about the musical industry, what would it be? Just off the top of my head, it would be a lot better if, unfortunately these times we can't, but like bands got together and played. It doesn't have to be rock and roll, it doesn't have to be any genre. It's just people who could actually play musical instruments and took the time and effort to get together and do it and learn their instrument and love it. That would be cool. I mean, I'm not against, the laptop nation. That's okay. That's whatever you want. I mean, technology is technology.